Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Sunless Sea. We're doing a LowBias monthly for October. I'm Ragnatz, and I like you. I like you a lot. Unless you're my wife, in which case I love you a lot. Just saying. Okay, so we want to get to Gator's Morn to sell stuff. And I think it said that polythreme is over there, so we'll go check that out, and then we will stop at some places on the way back. Not much for me to see between, or not much for you to see between here and there, so I'm just going to probably cut it, and I'll see you at Gator's Morn. Well, hello there. Miss me? I'm sure you didn't. Alright, so let's first sell off all the wine for a teeny bit of profit. Let's get some intelligence. Ooh, I succeeded. Steaming bathhouse on a spur of rock. Water slops over the edge of tubs, out the edge to join the Z far below. Scarred captains boast drunkenly of prizes they've taken, the victims they've marked out. You listen from the shadows. Explore. More prawns. Cool. And let's head east. So these green fog lights that you see sometimes are the only light when you are far enough away from other lights. So if those are off and you have your light on, you will be experiencing green terror, which is actually subtracting. Discovered Ashhaven. We hear voices that will not be drowned. This is the sea of voices. We are close to polythreme, where nothing is truly dead. And darn it, I'm on the wrong side of Godfall. Godfall's not part of polythreme, I don't think. But I think it's two islands that are near each other. Tides of Appetite. I'll mark that for now. Okay, Godfall. Sometimes, just occasionally, bits of roof fall off. Be glad you weren't here when this one did. Brawling bearded men who live here call themselves monks. They pay lip service to Saint Stalactite, which fell from the roof, but their chief interest seems to be wine, blood, and shouting. Of wine, so if you bring... Oh, if I brought 5 casks of mushroom wine, they would buy it for me. If I have hunting trophies, they'll buy those for me. Of shouting... that will give me a port report. They're eager to talk about their history. The stalactite, they assure you, was one of the citadels of the starved men who dwell in the roof. When it fell, a few of its occupants survived to become the monks' progenitors. How does that work, you wonder? With the vow of celibacy, they become vague and are suddenly eager to speak of details of passing shipping. Exploring the island. Before the stalactite was a monastery, before it ever fell from the roof, it was a citadel. The fall shattered it and killed all its occupants, probably. Why don't you take a look? But you need foxfire candles, which I do not have. I've never actually done that storyline. No shops, so let's move on. Don't see me. Yeah, because of the fog. Ooh, that's an Alcaeus class corvette. Just like the pirate poet. No, 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 stop coming towards me. Leave me alone. Damn it. You can't see me. Don't come this way. There's the Tides of Appetite. That doesn't help at all. Where is Polythreme? There it is, some distance south. Okay, we found Polythreme. The names of the sections of Polythreme are pretty awesome. Forlorn, Endure, Obey. Tells you a ton of what this place is like. Co-Mingle is the name of their port, I think. Yep. Okay. Here is Screaming. Polythreme, Tacturn Claymen. Tacturn Claymen, evasive colonies, walking like humans, cobbles that groan underfoot, on the hills above, a palace villa of marble. But even that rides like burned bones in an earthquake, or buried bones in an earthquake. Gather intelligence. What news from Polythreme? King with 100 hearts rules from his palace above the city. He is never seen. He makes no treaties with other lands, but there's unrest in the air. The claymen you speak to are obedient and humble, but they speak nervously of those who are not. The maimed, the rebellious, the unfinished. You now have one port report. Collect the cargo. It will cost me 1,000, and I get that. What else? So if I have 6 units of cargo space available, I can get a clayman. Certainly the easiest passengers imaginable, just unless, one turns out to be an unfinished man. Audience with the king requires a watchful curio, which I do not have. How much hold space do I have? I have at least 6. Let us get a clayman. Each one lies down in its appointed position next to the other, nestled snugly, head by foot. We are for London, one explains to you. You now have 6 claymen marked for London. Claymen marked for London. Good day. I will not cause trouble. Cool. Now, if I have one of those matchboxes or whatever, I could go do that other quest, but I do not. Alright, so now I also want to find Port Cecil, which might actually be the next area over. I don't know if I want to go all the way, if I want to go further east right now. Let's go one more to the south, and then we'll start heading back west. Really, oh, crap. Aw, the Khanate. No, leave me alone. Maybe you won't see me anymore. Nope, you totally see me. But hopefully you won't be able to... Okay, good. You stopped seeing me. Khanate is a cool place to know. Actually, this is where you can get that box that they were talking about. Oh, now what? Let's inquire about the dreams. Sure. Hey, succeeded! Eyes in a face. The whole Neath lit up like a snuffer mask. There's something in the roof, Captain. It is the roof. It's watching us. Eyes in a face. Eyes in a face. Yes, you softly say. You lay your hand on the Zailer's burning forehead. There are storms in the roof. Hush, we won't join them yet. Gain 10 terror, but also gain 20 fragments. So the Khanate is one of the other governments in this sea. They are not entirely friends with London. Not sworn enemies either, but they're not entirely friends. Khan's Glory, a place of stately isolation. So, here, if you have 5 sacks of coffee beans, you can offer that as a gift. Petition for access to the Nephrite Quarter. The Clan of the Leopard grants trade licenses to foreigners. This gives access to Nephrite Quarter in Khan's Heart to the south, allowing you to sell your goods there. But you need 5 condescensions, which I guess is probably what you get for giving the beans. Offer a gift to the Taimen. This clan is named for a sizable and ferocious fish of the surface. They have fondness for drowning pearls for some secret clan ritual. So if you get drowning pearls, then they'll get friendship, and they can use that to reduce your suspicion with them. And then you can also switch reputation with them if need be. Cruise past the clan palaces, a modest challenge, or veils. Sure. Nope. I lost 1 hull. So, sculpted curves of stone and silver, a coral statue, a triple salvo from a gun emplacement scars your bow. Turn back to Sanction Harbor quickly. So, now they're watching me. I have 2 suspicion. Well, that was sucky. Oh, there's Timon. Okay, so that's one of the things, but as they said, like, there's also Khan's Heart, which is down here, and that's another place that you can dock. Over there. Yeah, there's a lot of fragments to be gotten in the Khanate just because they have so many little named areas. Yeah, I got another secret. Alright, so Khan's Heart. So, no shops available. So, seek a commercial license. The Kaganians dislike merchants and they dislike foreigners. Foreign merchants induce paroxysms of antipathy. Perhaps sufficient bribes will buy your way into Nephrite Quarter. It will not. Time in a tea house. Hire crew. Purchase fuel for an outrageous price. Gain access to the Nephrite Quarter to purchase at less expensive fuel. Purchase supplies at a ludicrous price. Pay a storyteller. Storytellers of the square cedars wear brightly colored caftan-like clothing with silk sashes, in contrast to more sober and subterranean dress of the citizenry. For coin, even foreign coin, they'll sing epics of the nation's history. By the way, I think, yeah, suspicion will actually, if you have too much suspicion, they will give you crap. Okay, I'm going to try and sneakily, yeah, the Khanate generally assumes all foreigners are spies or worse. It would be a shame to disappoint them, but it might be dangerous to prove them right. So failed the veils, so I didn't get the report, but I can keep trying, but each time I fail I'm getting more menaces. But I really want to succeed. Come on. Come on. Jesus Christ. Oh, I'm getting 3 a pop. That's really crappy. Yeah. Come on. Like, oh, 2 a pop that time. Or 1. Alright, one last try. No, 18. Stopping. That sucks. So, at some point I can try and establish a spy in here. Yeah, but I can't really do anything. I need more veils. So that was crappy. Now, one of the loading screens, I believe, said that the Khanate like Khan's heart is at war with Khan's shadow. Now, Khan's shadow is usually right over here. There we go. Khan's shadow. Usually I have a lot more luck when it comes to getting the port thing there. Wanderer's Haven. Okay, so Khan's Shadow actually has shops where you can sell double bone dice, sell casks of wine, sell star shell, sell figurehead of the Eater of Names, which is a high-level ship, buy ivory or buy human souls. And then here you can buy an empty mirror catch box. We can sell the outlandish artifacts. And you can sell a mirror catch box full of very angry dream snakes. Oh, captivating treasures, probably those diamonds, which are really nice to have. Mile breaker. Equips to aft, it increases your fuel efficiency, but it reduces your charisma. Let's get the mirror catch box. And let's grab a couple supplies. Well, one supply is probably enough. Okay, let's try and get to the salt lions, and then we'll... What now? No. Leave me alone. Stop it. No, now it really thinks some... Oh, there it is. I'm like, I don't know what's coming after me. Go on, let's get the all clear. All clear. All clear. Thank you. Alright, so we'll cut up north, get the salt lions, then we'll head back south and hit the sisters. And maybe I can get a tale of terror from them. I'm trying to remember who gave me a tale of terror. I think it was the eldest sister. And if I get that, then I should be able to actually go into the cellar. That'd be kind of cool. I still need to somehow make it into town without the guard coming after me. We'll hopefully do okay. Okay, creeping tendrils of fungus, seaweed, unnameable flora, we enter the snares. I don't remember if there's anything actually in the snares, so that's definitely something to... Oh! Oh, this town. This island. I love this island. Let's go. Let's stop at Pigmody Island. This island is silly. Okay, two houses, both alike in dignity. On a lonely desert beach, there's no habitation in sight, no market, only an old rotting dock. A stretch of sand thickens into damp black earth from which sprout stunted palms? Not quite. Tall fungal growths with frond-like caps, as if someone had sculpted the idea of a tree from a mushroom. Disembark. War? As you step on the quay, you hear clamor, shouts, and shooting. You can see off in the distance smoke rising from beyond the hill and dots of fire flecking the horizon. Two tiny figures stand a little further down the quay, unmoving, as if awaiting your approach. A literary interlude. The following is an extract from the popular Diary of a Sea Captain, From London to Irem and What We Did There Before We Arrived. Washed ashore on Mutton Island and subsequently serialized in the unexpunged Gazette. The author's identity remains unknown. A tale of Pigmode Island, in which a delegation is made, a choice is presented, war is declared, a most singular treasure is sought by all, and a new empire is founded with tooth and claw. The Tale of Pigmode Island. Chapter 1. The Delegation. The figures were rodents. To my left was a Ratus Faber, wearing goggles, a blacksmith's apron, and an assortment of tools. To my right, an unusually large guinea pig, wearing a helmet and a breastplate reminiscent of nothing so much as the high Middle Ages. The rat stepped forward first and bowed. "Welcome, Captain, to Rat Star Island. I am Edgar, second chief engineer of the 3rd Rat Brigade. I invite you to avail yourself of food and fuel at our expense. The only cost to you is a choice." The rat stepped back at precisely the same moment. With what appears to be the ease of long habit, the guinea pig sculled forward and made a declamatory chirp. "Welcome, Captain, to the Isle of Kavia. I am Lady Augusta Devereux Swinch of the Blackwater Swinches, seneschal to our King Gracenall, first of his name. I invite you to avail yourself of food and fuel at our expense. The only cost to you is a choice." The two stood at attention, looking at me expectantly. The two remarkable rodents sat squatted, both seeking my support. I knew I had to choose carefully. I spoke with the chief engineer. His eyes had a wave-cold glint to them, and he wore his scars like jewels. A rat in the making. I asked the chief engineer to elaborate. He looked at me for a long, measured moment before speaking gruffly. "We came to this island to make a home for ourselves, away from London, its cats and snuffers, its rat-skin suits. We came to live as citizens of our own republic. We came with our tools, our teeth, our clever hands, and we made a beautiful city by the light of the Rat Star that shone bright and blue on Mount Ararat." The chief engineer nodded toward the distant hill. "One day we braved the depths of the Chicken Woods, and from the top of Mount Ararat we plucked the Rat Star to be our light, our beacon. But the pigs of Kavi saw the light, and they lusted for it. They sent armies to rule us and steal our star. We will not permit them to take what is ours. We will resist to the last breath. Will you join us in defeating them?" I spoke to the seneschal. How did an armored guinea pig manage to look so regal? A knight out of habit. The seneschal cleared her throat with a delicacy to rival the Duchess's own before speaking. "Gracenall, the king, our lord and sovereign, full 7 months had sojourned on the sea, conquered this land, and won the southern main. Now no fortress against him shall remain, no city walls be left for him to gain, save the rats that squeak behind mountain. Unlikely was the lamb of our deliverance, assured shall our glories and their fall, when Our Lady's eye restored be to our hall." The seneschal composed herself, then added, "We saw truth and beauty by the light of Our Lady's eye on Mount Caveat. But the rats, with their guns and their chatter and their peasant politics, stole it from us. We will subjugate them and take it back. They are a rabble, and we will rule them with the steel-shod velvet of our paws. Will you join us?" I heard more than enough. I was ready to make my choice. As you can well imagine, I faced quite a dilemma. Their red eyes stared up at me, waiting for my choice. I sided with the chief engineer, said however the seneschal. I attempted to broker a peace. Surely their commonalities were more numerous than their differences. Perhaps I could help them get along. My words helped them reach agreement. The chief engineer and seneschal shared a look, then regarded me with scornful amusement. "Yes," smirked the chief engineer, "you're obviously much cleverer than us." "Oh, much," murmured the seneschal. "You clearly know us much better than we know ourselves." Apparently idealism would not help here. Alright, so I can either side with the rats or the guinea pigs. I don't know if there's that much of a difference between the two, but I think I'm going to side with the rats. He seemed grumpy but honest. Also, I knew all too well what rat-made weapons can do. A friend to rats. I extended a finger to the chief engineer, who shook it grimly. The seneschal hissed and chattered her teeth in disgust, but kept her distance. "You made the right choice," said the chief engineer. "Let me show you around. I gained 1 fuel and 1 supply. Woohoo! Yeah, that's why I came here, because I knew I can get some free stuff. Chief engineer led me to the northern side of the islands. Chapter 3, Rat in the Making. We passed through a number of what can only be termed checkpoints, as fierce-eyed rats shouldered their derringers and saluted the chief engineer. Soon we came upon a small colony, smaller than some of the infestations I encountered in London flats, perhaps the only 50 Ratus Faber altogether. working diligently to fortify the side of the island. The first thing I noticed was a brilliant light beaming out from a stump of chicken wood about 6 feet high. It bathed the whole settlement in a clean blue glow, and was almost too bright to look at. By its light I could see several raised mounds of earth, suggesting shallow tunnels. An efficient fishing operation was set up by the water, an albino rat mending nets while others stabbed sharpened sticks into the waves. Further inland was a barracks, where a sergeant barked drills at a small squadron of fighters. My arrival drew attention, and several rats paused in their work to look at me curiously. "Welcome to Marinia," said the chief engineer, voice warm with pride. "It's not much to look at now, but it will be once we've rousted the cavies. Take a stroll around while I summon the war council." With that, he vanished into one of the mounds and left me to explore. I visited the rat barracks. The drill sergeant appeared to be sizing me up. Were the few rats around her really all that she had to launch an attack? We were fighting impressive odds. I approached the drill sergeant and went so far as to salute her, which earned me a grunt of satisfaction. The sergeant dismissed her troops and offered me a bit of chickenwood jerky to gnaw on. "There's more of us below ground," she explained, "but not enough. The cavies are bigger and there are more of them. We're better with weapons, but haven't got the stuff to make 'em with. Most of us came here as stowaways and I brought nothing but food, tools, and the fur on our backs. We can fish and we nibble on the chicken woods, but we can't make guns out of trees. The cavies came with their own steamer and seem to have an endless supply. We raid 'em sometimes, but there's so few of us we can never hold on to territory gained for long. But that's of no consequence. All we want is to be left in peace to build our republic. And the rat star," she added thoughtfully after a moment. "Of course we want that too." Okay, so I took a closer look at the rat star. An excitable-looking rat was peering at it through smoky goggles, twitching her whiskers and making notes on what appeared to be real paper. "Blue as a sapphire, but endlessly more brilliant. It's not a star, of course, not really, but try explaining that to the others. The chief engineer doesn't want me working too hard to convince them, says this is better for morale. But just look at it. Look." She offered me her goggles. I managed to work them over just enough of one of my eyes to see the truth of what she was studying. It was scintillac, but unlike any I'd seen before. Blue as a sapphire, but more brilliant. Something about the clarity of its color was tremendously soothing. The chief science officer tittered with pleasure as I handed her goggles back. Those of us who've been to the Cavi side of the island and lived to tell of it say there's plenty of glow there, plenty of bright in the water all around, but nothing like this. We took this from the island's center, Mount Ararat. Only it's not a mountain, of course, any more than this is a star. It's hollow. There's sweet water inside and coral crawling all up the walls of it, but nothing that glows save this. It's ours now, and no one can take it from us. I headed down to the beach. Who ever heard of a rat mending a net? Where the green billows played. An albino rat smiled up at me from his mending work, looking dainty and a little shy. Chickenwood floats, especially when it's dried out and sealed, so we're able to paddle out a bit, cast our nets. We come up with all sorts of things. Blind fish, crabs, sometimes a chunk of broken tentacle. But the fishing would never be so good without the rat star. He beamed. I think it only draws good fish, and keeps the scary ones at bay. I know the chief science officer doesn't believe it, but I do. That light is our livelihood. And I finished my exploring. The bells of the War Council rang. I was summoned. Chapter 4. A Vital Enterprise. The chief engineer emerged from underground with a motley assortment of other rats. He introduced them as weapons experts, strategists, and field commanders. "So you're going to help us beat the cavies," he said, hard edge to his voice. "But how exactly?" I had nothing to offer but my advice. The king took it in desperation, but not gratitude. I offered strategic assistance. We engineered a distraction that the LBs could use to plunder the cavies' ship and turn the tide in their favor, which is a 49% chance on Vales. I determined to take the lead. I had a ship, I had cannons, we could steer her to the southern side of the island, have it at those uppity animals. 40% chance on iron. Yeah, I don't know if I can really do either of the other two things. Alright, let's just offer advice. A charge! The cavies had advantage over the rats. To prolong this much longer was a sure path to defeat. I advised them to put everything they had to one desperate assault on a beached ship. Unhappily, they concurred. The sound of gunfire and screams echoed as far away as my ship, where the crew and I sat and watched. Few of the rats had marched forward that day returned to the light of their precious rat star. Those that did return, bloody and shaking, yet in triumph. It was as much as they could have hoped for, if hard to call a victory. Hail Murina. So now Pigmody Island has a bunch of extra qualities. It has might, it has spirit, and it has civilization. 2 might, 3 spirit, and 2 civilization. And things that I'll be able to do here will affect those values. I invited one of the Raddest Fabber to join us. After all, what's a ship without a few rats? So I get the Albino Tinkerer, which actually reduces its civilization. The chief engineer wouldn't leave his colony, but he relayed my request to his people. The albino rat I saw mending the nets shyly stepped forward. I'm good at fixing things, he said earnestly, and I'd like to see more of the world. I waited for him to gather up some effects and say goodbye to his family before accompanying him on board. I will intercede on behalf of the Cavies. They were crushed, defeated, and I could see their spirits broken without light of the rat star to guide them. They needed an advocate. Satisfaction of victory. I appealed to the chief engineer's moral fortitude and sense of fair play. Perhaps the Cavies suffered the loss of the light from the center of the island. Perhaps they were only trying to get it back, not steal it from the rats. The chief engineer looked troubled, but shook his head. You fought one battle, Captain. We've fought hundreds against them. They're monsters, pure and simple. The sooner we rid of them, the better. Rid of them? I saw by the light of the scintillac a dozen rats using the steam pinnacle supplies to build something that looked remarkably like a sausage machine. So I could not forge a peace between the rats and the Cavies. The wide dark Z beckoned. We had eaten our fill and our business was concluded. It was time to continue our voyage and see what other wonders and terrors still awaited us. So the end. There. You finished the diary entry and the final dregs of the rats' surprisingly good wine. They line up to salute you as you leave the victory banquet, escorting you to your ship through foundations of the New Republic. So they've fed us, we've gotten our port report, the new nation has been founded, and now we actually can see more things about here. Now, if you recall, we have these pages, and I believe, yeah, Apocalypse, Blue Memory and Brightest Coral. So I believe the rat star is actually an object that is Apocean or Pocian or whatever. And because of that, I can theoretically try to steal it. But I only have 40% chance of succeeding that, so I don't think I will do that. I could request repairs. The more civilization they have, the cheaper it will be. Geez, it's expensive. Help Murina solve a dilemma. So they'll have these little dilemmas that will affect their score. Like their qualities, if I have something awaits in town, which apparently I do not. So let's visit the Cavi Ghetto. Murina has not been kind to its enemies. Survivors of the war have been sent to the swamp where they ponder their failure. Rat guards patrol atop a spiked wall, passing time by pelting the mud-slit guinea pigs with sharp rocks. Smuggle food into the ghetto. The Cavies will have little to offer except their gratitude, but it will improve the spirit of the island. No thanks. Attempt to broker a union. Success will boost spirit, failure will reduce it. Murina will be stronger if 2 houses work together. Assist the Cavi revolution. So I will, if I do that, I will lose 5 veils, but I will get the rat star. But I will not do that right now, because I actually like being able to stop here and stuff. So now we have a new mascot available who gives me 2 veils instead of the 1 heart. Blink. Okay. That was long, but worth it. Totally worth it. I got some fuel, I got some supplies, I got a new crewmate, and I also got my hunger taken care of. Totally worth it. Is there anything else over here? I don't know. Let's leave the light on. I think the map, the mini map, doesn't fully clear if you don't have the map. Oh crap! Nope, 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 nope. Nope, 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 nope. Ah! Damn it. Nope, nope, nope. Did not see that island. No, leave me alone, leave me alone. I found something. Oh, I think that's the snares. Okay, well, at least it doesn't seem to be going that fast. I think it just submerged. Alright, I'll see you guys back at the salt lions. And welcome back again. Okay, get a port report, get Sinkstone, visit the Unmakers. Yeah, there's a pirate right there. Well, let's see if we can kill the pirate. Spacebar is pause, not fire. Too used to playing Star Trek online. Yeah, my light is not making enough of a difference, so might as well turn it off and save the fuel. Really? Sure. Yay! The Z-Bat. Bats are lucky. Got 5 terror taken away. That was a really weird time to put a event. Okay, one last one. Got some supplies and fuel. Awesome. And parabola linen. Extra awesome. Right, hopefully we'll get some smooth sailing between here and Hunter's Keep. Should get there without too much trouble. Ugh, another freaking crab. Alright, I will see you there, because I'm not going to fight that thing. Hello! I'm back, and so are you. Get the port report. Alright, let's see if we can get another tail terror. Yeah! Ooh, and I gained 1 iron from that, too. So now, we have all these things. We will need, the mechanic tells the sisters, to visit your subcellar. Oh, that nasty place, Lucy says airily, a little hastily. Yes, we'll take you down there, she smiles, but we'll need stories. Something alarming for Cynthia, a Z story for Phoebe, and a tale of distant places for me. I think if you wait long enough, you don't actually need to use the stories, but whatever, let's just get it done with. Beneath Hunger's Keep. The sisters The sisters listen with delight to your stories and unlock the cellar door for you. The key is so heavy that Cynthia will only lift it with can only lift it with both hands. We won't go in, she says. We don't go in. The signs on the stones have a Kaganian look. In the deepest subcellar, your candles illuminate a litter of tumbled stones, the remnants of a temple. The pool at the cellar center is almost dry. The remaining water there seethes oddly in candlelight, as if they were near boiling, but it's quite cool to the touch. The writhing river flows near here, the mechanic remarks, one of the tributaries of Dream. I hope it doesn't touch the well those poor girls drink from. My enemies find me when I sleep, but this water will attract my enemies to this poor fellow. He bends to dip his hand in the water and sketches a sign on the clayman's forehead. The man watches him stolidly. The mechanic hands him the mirror catch box. Hold this, he says. Keep it open. Don't let go, no matter what happens. The clayman's huge hands enfold the box. There, the mechanic says, turning to you. A serpent trap. Now I can sleep. I can finally sleep. He smiles, and then I think I may be able to offer you something rather interesting. Speak to the mechanic on board the ship to advance the story further. So, I now have a serpent trap. I've lost one of the claymen. I've lost those 3 stories, gained 10 fragments, and lost the mirror catch box. So now we can talk to him. Alright, so allow the mechanic to enjoy his sleep. It might be messy, he warns you. Could you have a couple of strong sailors standing by? Tell them to snap the box shut when trouble begins. He holds up a box of laudanum. I'll be sleeping deeply. So, you need to have enough crew. He needs to be at this step, and you have to have the serpent trap, which we do. Okay. Certain amount of excitement. When nothing seems to be happening, you take to your own bunk, but a roar from the clayman brings you sprinting back to the mechanic's cabin. You fling open the door. The man's eyes seethe with veric flame. It's struggling against the efforts of the sailors to restrain it. As you rush to assist, it flings one sailor off, but the other manages to snap the box closed. Instantly, the man goes stiff, a lifeless clay statue. The veric glow now pulsates from the box. In the bunk, the mechanic sleeps on, his face wreathed in dreamy smiles. He will sleep so until morning. So I've lost the serpent trap. I've learned that he stole a secret from the dreams of the stone pigs, and I now have a mirror catch full of angry dream snakes, which, if you remember, was worth a lot of money in Khan's Shadow. So, ask the mechanic to explain exactly what the hell is going on. Well, it's like this. I stole a secret from the Echo Bazaar, with the help of the Finger Kings. You know, the serpents who rule Dream. Then I reneged on the Finger Kings. Don't look at me like that. Would you rather I'd given them the secret? So, objective, unselling sage. Objective, materials for impeller. Objective, mechanic secret in Frostbound. Oh, yeah, he's going to be in Frostbound. And unlock with no Fugilant impeller. So, I don't have any of that, so let's do it. Pigs of Stone. I talked about engines all the time. I'm sure you've noticed. Or I talk about engines all the time. I dream about them. I found myself dreaming of the stone pigs. They're, I don't entirely understand still, but they're how the bazaar travels between stars. Did you know they did that? And they sleep, so the Finger Kings can crack their dreams open. So the Finger Kings recruited me. I found a secret in those dreams, an engine like the Z has never seen. Oh, Captain, let me build it for you. You won't be sorry, but there are some things I'll need. I know. Isn't that always the way? So an occurrence, unselling sage, quality is now rescue or ransom him from wisdom. Occurrence, the mechanic's secret in Frostbound quality is 1. Find Frostbound in the north and retrieve the mechanic's secret from the penultimate chamber. And then an occurrence, your objective, materials for the impeller, quality is now 1. Take 1 element of dawn, 1 casket of sapphires, and 40 units of Stygian ivory, along with the mechanic's secret and unsettling sage, to the King Eater's castle. Whew, that's a lot of stuff. King Eater's castle, I believe, is always in the southeast corner. So yeah, I'm not going to be able to do any of that for a while now. So maybe I should have just waited, but eh. Alright, and head back to London. It's close enough that I won't cut the video. There's no real need. Ooh, terror is above 50. Well, now we'll see what happens if terror is above 50 when we get back to town. I really hope I don't get my place checked. Let's wait for that. Crap! Okay. So I could just spend 200 echoes, or I could try to talk my way out. Lose 200 echoes. I'll use a favor. Oh, 5 favors? Jesus. Alright, well, only time that's going to happen. As soon as the gangplank touches the quasi, the terror of the deep Z lighten, walk taller, smile more readily. What dreams may cling. So it brings terror just down to 50, which is not great. Collect my messages, and well, welcome home. You may ask how it is I am here to meet you, and I may remark that we have eyes in the wastes and eyes on the hills. In fact, we have more eyes than a not oracle, and they're all glad to see you. And of course, your cargo. Hand over the cargo, claim your payment. So I got 200 echoes, 3 fuel, 1 supply. Oh, very good, very good. Please accept this small token of my thanks, and please also accept my thanks and my patron's thanks, which we, being persons of honor, what understand the true nature of dealings is much more important. Still, spending money is always good, isn't it? And a captain must eat. So must the ship. That is why you look under the pier. There you'll find a few helpful contributions of fuel and so forth. Cool. Now we have access to the mutant venture. The merchant venturer. I have need of a reliable agent. Failing that, an inventive one. Here's my requirements. So he needs... so he has a request. He has very specific needs and he'll pay much better than market rates. He won't ask how you came by these things. So he needs, right now, either 7 hunting trophies, which are really hard to get, or 7 Scintillac, which is not as hard to get if I go to Port Cecil, which I do need to get to. Okay. We'll deliver the Claymen, which will... one by one, they rise uncomplainingly with no trace of stiffness or discomfort from the long voyage. The deck resounds beneath their heavy tread. A shroom yard manager waits on dock, tapping her foot. About time, she says. Here's your payment. Come along now. Now you. There's a good construct. And I get 100 echoes. 20 per Clayman. Deliver the Sphinx Stone. Get another 500 echoes. Visit the Admiralty's office. Gator's Mourn, they already know. Hunter's Keep, they already know. Godfall's new. Pirate Monks, I honestly have no idea what we're supposed to do about Pirate Monks. What are they up to? So, Got back up to 3 favor. Pigmoat Island. I am not certain I heard you correctly. Are you quite certain this is a report you wish to make? So be it. Polythreme, king with 100 hearts. What a useful fellow. Without his exports, I'd be delivering my own coal. 50 echoes for that one. Salt Lions. Strategic information, no. Speak to the dark guy. Spectacle man, no. Okay, London. Carouse. You were fortunate. Lost 5 terror. Recent news. Still no special event. New recruit. Who's here? The Presbyterate Adventuress, who is a gunnery officer. I don't have one of those. Or maybe his daughter, the engineer, which I do have one of those still. So she's 30, 50. Right, I don't think I have a gunnery officer. Nope, I do not have one. Let us get a gunnery officer for now. I do feel like I remember really liking Maybe's daughter. She's also cheaper, but no, we'll get the adventurers for now. So we now have that. So what does he want? Increase your hearts, dine with the... No, Captain, you shall dine with me. But I need to have Mutter Salt and a Strange Catch. And what about you? I can invite her to dine with me if I have some coffee. And she will let me increase my iron. Anything else? Don't think I need to repair quite yet. I could upgrade my ship, but I don't really want to. Or upgrade my house, but I don't really want to. I think I'm going to actually upgrade my ship this time. I'm going to get the Hell Thrasher. Because let's see, it's 1818. What is my current one? 88. Yeah. Big diff. Especially since right now I don't have anything that will give me a better gun for a while, so let's do that. So hold Hell Thrasher, and then we'll sell that for 10. Big whoop. But yeah, I'm doing 20 to 26 plus a 5 bonus for my iron stat, which is now 31 thanks to, oh no, that's mirrors. Iron stat is here, 34, which is thanks to that plus 6. So 20 to 26, 20 to 26, 2 crew, and still the same speed. Man, if I can get enough mirrors, this thing can probably go down to almost 0. I feel like I remember there being... Yeah. We Are Clay, Trio Clay Stokers will reduce... I don't remember how you get the We Are Clay, because that is a pretty awesome thing to get the engine power and iron boost. And for the cost of 3 maximum crew. But I don't remember where you get that. Other than that, you have a decent amount of fuel, a decent amount of food. Probably afford a couple more food. And I could probably fill up on wine. And I could go east again. What do we know about the... Yeah, let's fill up with wine. So Port Cecil. Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and this thing's useless. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so I think this is gonna have a city up here and an island, and then Irem. This might be Port Cecil. I mean, it could be here, but I don't think it is. And of course, we still haven't even explored the south. There's a lot of interesting things to the south. But for now, I think we are good. Until next time, folks. Toodaloo. I'm playing a game!